It's track reviews.
Hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. Hope you're doing well, and it's time for a track review. The one and only CupcakKe is back with a new song, and I am incredibly happy about that. As a few days ago, several days ago, further back, she dropped this tweet where she said, "A banger is coming, a banger is coming, a banger is coming." So at the time, really had no reason not to be excited. And then suddenly, there is unfortunately this announcement on her Twitter page that she just wishes to end her life. And thankfully, it seems like people who were close to her intervened and helped her, and now she seems to be recovering, or at least now she's at a point where she's up for releasing new music again. I'm assuming this track is what she was anticipating releasing in the first place, but then, I don't know, probably some incredibly heavy depressive state hit her or something, and really kind of derailed everything. And hopefully she's on the road to recovery and feeling better, and she has a support system around her kind of helping her through whatever she's going through at the moment. Again, I would hope that releasing this song is kind of a signifier that things are trending back upward and she's back at it and her usual self that we know her to be, her usually eccentric and colorful and unique self. So, CupcakKe, prolific rapper, very raunchy rapper, dropped 2 projects last year. Eden was the second, Epherise, which I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing correctly, but reviewed that one, liked it quite a bit. Those were her 2 big projects last year, and seems like she's not going through 2019 quietly, dropping a song in the first month. Seems like a hilarious concept over here with the title Squidward Knows. Let's give it a try and see what's up. CupcakKe, Squidward Knows. Wow. Okay then. Well, this track was definitely one of CupcakKe's raunchiest so far. I mean, she's come out with some pretty grossly sexual tracks before, but now I feel like she's really not holding back in a way that maybe on previous projects, like on Audacious, she was holding back a little bit. Maybe she was actually holding back, and now she's really letting it loose. Okay, let's take this track piece by piece over here. CupcakKe's flow on this song, kind of her usual flow and delivery. I think as far as her flow and lyrics go, it's really sort of the next level of sexual absurdity that she reaches that I think really lights this track up, and how hilarious a lot of her bars are, essentially. Just to kind of like reference a few, need a dick like Rick Ross, or Dora the Explorer get lost. Yeah, that's... I like that one quite a bit. Get so much neck, it's wrong that I should smell like cologne. Ah! Oh my God. You know, the thing is, like, CupcakKe, the neck cologne thing, it's not even just that her lyrics are super sexual and raunchy to the point where it's like, what the fuck? Because, like, it's not even just that she's not as raunchy as a lot of female rappers typically are. And, you know, I hate to create a lane where it's like, oh, here's male rappers, female rappers, because to me, I feel like they're competing on the same plane. But it should be noted that throughout the history of hip hop, there are lots of very raunchy rappers out there with lots of gross sexual lyrics, you know, throwback to guys like Too Short and that sort of thing. But I feel like what CupcakKe is doing is she's like pushing the bar even fucking beyond that. And unfortunately, I think that history may not necessarily look at her as being all that serious of an artist. Like, history may not look at Too Short as being all that serious of an artist because of that sort of thing. But still, I think it should be respected and acknowledged that this is something that really makes her stand out, something that she's uniquely good at, and makes her music just something that is significant in the current hip hop landscape, because nobody else is quite spinning verses like this. To get into the chorus a little bit, the hilarious repetition of "his dick smaller than my toes." His dick smaller than my toes. I'd rather ride Squidward Nose. Jesus Christ. Squidward's nose. Which, like, I feel like you have to be in the mind of CupcakKe to see Squidward's nose and be like, you know, Squidward's nose would be a really good... I'm not even going to go there, but I feel like you really have to be in CupcakKe's mind because she is the only artist, and I would argue maybe even the only person who not only would make a song like this, I'm not going to say think it, but, you know, she's really the only person who would make a song about this and also even communicate it out into the world. If anybody else is thinking this, they're keeping it to themselves. So going on from there, I do like this one Drake reference line where at the Drake Hotel, so you know we on dirt, call it views from the 6 when he look up my skirt. One other line that kind of hit me was, I black out on that dick, but my cum is Caucasian. Told me to face it, wet down in the basement. Oh my God, I'm not even gonna read past that part. But of course, throughout this, CupcakKe during this verse and later into the track is just like moaning like crazy in the background. And if you've been listening to CupcakKe stuff for a while, you know that just like boldly sexually moaning in the background of her tracks is almost like kind of like her ad lib, you know, like a lot of rappers out there have a variety of different ad libs and just like, you know, feigning orgasms in mixes of her songs has just kind of like become this calling card that has really, I think, defined her sound in a way. So I also thought the you're fucking with a Gemini, so that's really a threesome line was pretty clever and funny. And again, going back to it, it's raunchy, it's raw, it's crazy, but there's also some really funny and interesting wordplay here that's very humorous, very smart, not necessarily something I or most people would probably think of off the top of your head. So lyrically, the song is very fun. It's very entertaining. The structure is there as far as the verses and the choruses. It's a nice length track at 3 minutes, has, you know, again, a good amount of verses and choruses. And going from there, the instrumental is really nutty and colorful and over the top. It has almost like a reggaeton groove to it, to the percussion, but it doesn't necessarily feel like that genre of music because there's like really like it's like there's almost like a Middle Eastern quality to some of the melodies playing throughout the track, and obviously there's like this huge gargantuan like huge presentation to it that's very inspired by trap and EDM music. So stylistically, it's really all over the place. And I didn't really comment on this on her last record, Eden, because I didn't get around to reviewing it. But really happy through this track and through some of her latest material that she's been hopping on bolder and more interesting instrumentation and production that kind of fits her style a little bit more, feels a bit more eclectic, feels a bit more adventurous. So all in all, very pleased with the track. I liked it. I enjoyed it. Maybe for different reasons than I do a more serious track, whether it be from another artist or even her, because CupcakKe has her number of very serious and compelling songs where she talks about, you know, the problems and abuses that she suffered over the course of her lifetime. So, you know, she's very capable of writing a thoughtful track if she wants to, which a lot of people don't necessarily give her the credit for. But still, liked a lot of things about this track, even if it is really over the top and it is ridiculous and I'm not enjoying it in the same way that I may a more serious track. Still a very fun, enjoyable song that really fucking... if you pay attention to it and you listen to everything she's saying, she's really going to like put you in a position where you're just like, oh my God. Oh my God, grabbing your pearls, like, think of the children. She's really going to push you out of your comfort zone a little bit if you can, you know, stand the sexual heat. And I'm going to leave it at that. Again, dug the track. Over here next to my head is another video that you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, CupcakKe, forever.